And of course, with a lot of the heavy rain that fell over the Lone Star State, a lot of folks were wondering, how could this happen? The forecast last week said, hey, it would be quiet. Well, part of the reason is really due to the tropical moisture that was able to get in here. Tropical Storm Barry hit Mexico early last week. We were talking about this. It had a lot of moisture with it, and typically these storms will just take that moisture wherever they end up going. And this early in the season, you usually have a stronger high that'll slam the majority of that tropical moisture down into Mexico. So the original forecast was with this high would stay strong. We'd be looking with temperatures in the upper 90s and all that moisture would stay south. But here's what actually happened. That high ended up being much weaker, and that allowed the tropical moisture to move right over the Lone Star State and basically get stuck as another high developed back off to the west. And when you're stuck between both of those, you really can't move that. In addition to that, you have little waves of energy that rotate around that high or either high. And the models struggle to see that. Each time one of those waves of energy passes this time of year, that's enough to interact with the tropical moisture and you get big downpours. It got stuck. The moisture is still here. And so because of that, we still have the potential for rainfall. Eventually, that high should take over later on this week, and more models are in agreement with that. And it's also just typical that this rain does not get stuck that long in July in Texas. So hopefully that continues to be the case. But you can see exactly how that ended up happening, putting that bullseye directly over central Texas, including right here in our neck of the woods, along and west of I-35. Some areas measuring the rainfall in feet, some areas measuring the rainfall in 2 feet down towards parts of Burnett and Williamson counties. Anything that we add on to this can lead to flooding. So we have a flood watch continuing through this evening as more showers, yes, more showers are developing across central Texas, including this downpour here to the northwest of McGregor throughout some lightning. That's a sign that they're very intense showers that have been able to build through. We continue that down into parts of Fort Hood, back over through areas back over towards Killeen. Some of that heavier rain that's falling now. The southwest side of Killeen. Killeen Regional Airport getting absolutely slammed right now. Here's the view just away from it on our Syntax Roof Systems camera at the Killeen Chevy dealership, the All-American Chevy dealership, rather. And there are wet roads in Killeen right now, so keep that in mind. Also some downpours. They have developed back towards Cove and Lampasas. Some light to moderate rain over here towards Bryan College Station. We're still watching the San Saba River, which again has ended up below action stage. That's good news. We also have the Leon River, where we're at minor flood stage, around 22 feet. That is expected to continue to crest down as well. As far as how much rain we have seen, well, back over here to the northwest over the last 24 hours, this was the big rainmaker yesterday. That flew down the Bosque River. We thought we'd see moderate flooding there. Thankfully, that's come in lower than expected, and so the Bosque River no longer a threat. We may see more showers and thunderstorms develop today. Notice it's very scattered, but where you get into some of this, we're talking about heavy rainfall. That means the flooding potential still there. This will last through the day. Potentially the evening things start to dry out. And then by the time we get into tomorrow, lesser rain chances coming on in. Could see more storms down in the Brazos Valley, and we'll eventually see that high take over for the second half of the week. At least that's the forecast right now. Of course, we'll let you know if that changes. Before that happens, though, we'll still see rain chances today, about a 40 to 50% chance, 20% chance tomorrow and Wednesday. Temperatures going down the low to mid 90s. Will be in the upper 90s next week. And the Brazos Valley, more of the same, low 90s for Monday, mid 90s to upper 90s taking over next week.